Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have more news today, some pretty cool stuff, and quite a bit of it, so let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I have for you guys are a few more collectibles that were unveiled at SDCC, so we've got some pretty interesting stuff here. One of which is the Elite Creature Collectibles replica of the Jurassic Park Velociraptor. And honestly, this thing looks phenomenal. Absolutely a gorgeous interpretation of the JP Raptor, something that I would love to get into my collection, but I know that the Elite Creature Collectibles line can be pretty expensive and probably not something that I'll be able to afford, but it is still really beautiful, and if you are a fan or collector of that series, something to definitely keep your eye out for. On top of that, another model that was unveiled, or not really so much of a model, but an adult collectible, we have a Jurassic Park Ford Explorer coming from Jada Toys, and it looks really, really nice, like probably the best Ford Explorer that I've seen so far. The only thing that is a bit of a bummer is the price tag, because as of right now, the cost is going to be $120 for this, and it is coming in spring of 2024. I don't know exactly what all is included with this vehicle that would cause the price to be so much, and with that price being so high, I don't know that I will actually purchase it. It is a 1/18th scale version of it, but I'll be intrigued to learn more about it, but as of right now, I don't know that that's something that I will be personally picking up. On top of that, another thing that has gone up actually for pre-order but was unveiled at SDCC is a brand new statue from Iron Studios of the Jurassic World Dominion Dimetrodon. And this one actually looks awesome. You know, I don't pick up a lot of Iron Studios stuff. I tend to kind of skip out on a lot of their products because the paint jobs usually don't look good. Sometimes the sculpts look quite off to me, but this Dimetrodon looks fantastic, and the Dimetrodon is probably my favorite part of Jurassic World Dominion. And it's also a species that I am a massive fan of, and I think they did a great job on this. So it's definitely something that I really want to pick up. I haven't placed my pre-order quite yet for it, but there's a strong possibility that I will. If you are interested, though, I will include a link in the description, too, where you can pre-order this on Big Bad Toy Store right now. I also wanted to show you guys something else that is really cool that I just learned about. Castermind Creations is going to be releasing his own line of classic Park Nublar figures, basically Jurassic Park figures. We can kind of see an image here showing off the silhouettes for some of these and what they're going to be creating. They all look great from these images, but we also can find out that there will be pre-orders opening soon for some of them, and on top of that, we also actually have some images of the figures, or at least a few of them, and you can see some of them here. I think they look great. Again, when it comes to classic Jurassic Park style figures, like Castermind really has their fingers on the pulse of what we like, and you can see again that this is about as gorgeous and faithful to classic Jurassic Park as it gets, and definitely something that I would love to see in person, love to get my hands on and check out. They've got articulation and everything, which makes them even cooler. And on top of that, the sculpts look awesome, like super highly detailed, very much so accurate to what you see in the films. So Castermind definitely has done a great job on what we've seen so far. I'm very excited to see more from them. And if you are interested in checking them out, I will include a link in the description to where you can check them out on Instagram and follow along with their progress, as well as pre-order these when they do officially go up for pre-order. On top of that, we also have another updated look at the Artic Figures Zilla model, the Artic Figures Godzilla from 1998, and it looks even more incredible now that he's got a little further on the sculpt. He really is absolutely knocking this out of the park. It looks so good when it comes to his sculpt, and I am super excited to actually check this figure out at some point in person, because I recently got the Dope Pope Zilla and I was over the moon excited about that. I'll be even more over the moon excited about an articulated version of a Zilla. Again, it's not completely finished, but looks like it's very close at this point. Also, Nanmu has recently shown off some of the paint schemes for their upcoming Velociraptors, and we did know that we were going to be getting JP3 style paint schemes. You can now see basically like the prototype here. It says it's just the testing phase, so it's not the complete final effect of the product, but it looks really good. The male specifically looks fantastic, and then of course we also have the female. Some people have been complaining about the pose of the female. I personally don't mind it. I think it looks quite nice. Nice to have a different looking pose for it, and the paint job is as highly detailed and as high quality as it could possibly get for a Jurassic Park 3 Raptor. There are no quills on the back of the head, unfortunately, for the male. They made mention of this quite a few times in the comments section, stating that it was just a little bit too hard to mass produce, so unfortunately there won't be any quills, but they both look fantastic, and I'm super excited to see Nanmu releasing something like this, and now I can't wait to see the articulated figures that they'll be releasing. And then when it comes to PNSO, yes, we have another brand new PNSO figure, as we have a Gorgosaurus now that has been unveiled by them and is officially up for sale. You can see again, it looks awesome. And personally, yet again, I think they did a great job on the paint scheme. And yeah, I know people have been a little iffy about the fact that they keep releasing brown dinosaurs with striping effects, but I think that this actually looks really cool. I love the overall appearance to it, the overall design that they've come up with for the paint scheme, the patterning, everything looks really nice if you ask me. And of course the sculpt is awesome as always when it comes to a PNSO release, and definitely a very cool release from them, one I'm excited to get in my hands and of course check out for you guys here on the channel. And if you are interested in purchasing one of these, if you order it from Dan's Dinosaurs, you can actually get the Gorgosaurus for a discount with $6 off if you use the code Andy right now on Dan's Dinosaurs. So again, if you are interested in grabbing that Gorgosaurus, now is the time to head on over to Dan's Dinosaurs. Save yourself a little money, again, $6 off if you use the code Andy at checkout right now. That code will expire in 48 hours of this video's release. And then as far as Rod's random work, as far as the crowdfunder goes, unfortunately from Mattel, that crowdfunder did fail, which is a huge bummer for me because I was very excited about that. But you can see, since we are no longer going to be getting that goat from Mattel, Rod's Random Work has stepped up and created the goat, and he's even working on the ability to kind of remove the leg, just like you saw in, of course, Jurassic Park, but the goat itself that Mattel was offering up. So pretty excited to see more about this, and definitely a neat little release coming from Rod's Random Work. Also, as far as Marco Makes goes, he recently has created a Rubbersaurs page that you can now follow, and on that page, he put up this sneak peek. So similar to the Dimetrodon we saw earlier from Iron Studios, I absolutely am dying to have this in my collection because we will have a Rubbersaurs Dimetrodon coming at some point in the near future. I don't know exactly when he's going to continue creating some figures and start releasing more because he was having some issues with his living situation. I believe he has found a place to stay now, so hopefully he can resume production of his Rubbersaurs line at the very near future. And again, I would love to get this Dimetrodon in my collection. Like I said, massive fan of Dimetrodon. Also, when it comes to Guilherme Bilinski art, we get a sneak peek of his next model. As you can see, he's going to be working on a Triceratops, and so far we only have the head sculpt, but it looks gorgeous. He has recently released that beautiful Brontosaurus, and I'm certain this Triceratops will be just as elegant and gorgeous as that Brontosaurus. And then when it comes to the beasts of the Mesozoic, we do have the full gallery now for the Dilophosaurus. We recently had seen one image showing it off. We now have, again, the full gallery showing it off in all its beauty. And I know there were a few people that said they weren't a big fan of it, but personally, I think it is absolutely amazing and easily the best Dilophosaurus I have ever seen in my entire life. I am just so in love with this. It was one of those similar situations to when I had first seen the Aquilabator and the Utah Raptor, where I was just like completely floored at the beauty of this, and definitely excited for this one to release. Absolutely one of the figures that is at the top of my want list from the beasts of the Mesozoic. And when it comes to Rebor, we also have a look at their upcoming kind of like zombified Tyrannosaurus they're working on. It looks even cooler, honestly, than it did before. I really can't wait to see what this looks like when they add some paint to it, because Rebor's been definitely hammering out some very impressive paint jobs lately, and this thing again just being so different, so unique. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what it actually looks like once they get some paintwork on it. I'm wondering if they're going to give it the Jurassic Park colors, but again, because obviously it's very Jurassic Parkish as far as the sculpt goes, but obviously with more of like that zombified kind of like intestines hanging out sort of a look. It's going to be a very interesting release from Rebor. Fingers crossed that they actually go into production with this, because we do get to see some images of figures sometimes that Rebor never actually releases. Definitely hoping that they release this one. With a Tyrannosaur, they usually do, so I have a good feeling that this will actually end up in our collections. And the final thing I have, and as far as Mattel goes, is a look at two different figures that we're kind of wondering if we were even going to get at this point, because it's been a while since we had actually heard anything on them, and it is two different Danger Pack figures, and you can see they are finally shown here with in-box images, as we have the Velociraptor that I know some people were actually pretty interested in. Even though we've had about a bajillion Velociraptors already, there were people that actually liked this paint scheme, and they did want it. I, of course, would like it just to complete the Mattel line, but it's not something that's very high on my want list. But then we also have the Ornithocheirus, and this is one that I really wanted because, of course, it's a new species entering the Mattel line. And it has been a little while since we actually had heard anything on this one. The wave that I thought this was going to be in has already released, so I guess this will be part of the next wave. But again, there were people that at this point were already considering that this was going to potentially go unreleased. Happy now to see in-box images of this, which means there's a very good chance that it will actually see the light of day. Hopefully sometime soon, because honestly, I'm tired of waiting for it. I really want to see this figure in person. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.